That is all this section is. Up, down, up again, down again. We're on the train from Exeter to Exmouth, and I've just met Dan, and me and Dan, while on the train, have planned to do Land's End to John O'Groats on bikes. On bikes next year. It's going to happen. Well, this is Exmouth. It is August the 1st, and that is how the British tackle a rainy August day. Absolutely brilliant. That is optimism. We were only joking. That rain earlier in Exmouth was just us. We had a hose pipe facing upwards. This is the only weather we ever get in Devon. It is always like this. Look at the size of that cake. Look at that. It's as big as my head. So I just want to explain my sling situation. I've got, obviously no strap over that shoulder. Waist belt done up, making me look like a string of sausages, and then an extra belt there attaching to there, and then this is my shoulder sling, and it is working absolutely brilliantly. We've done 21,000 steps. Wow, amazing. Hiya. Yeah, we're going to go a little bit further, sort of Sidmouth, well, before Sidmouth, yeah, but not too far before. Have you come far?
No. You're going much more farther than we do.
Yeah. Well, have a lovely restful night.
Thank you. You too.
Keep going, you've got this, you've got this. Budley is far in the distance now, and it's hilly, but it is going to get hillier past Ladram Bay, down into Sidmouth and Seaton. Much hillier. This is the good bit. We can see our end point above that stack next to, so I've got my T-Rex arm at the moment, I can't do a lot of pointing. But past Ladram Bay, into the woods, and then we're going to find somewhere to camp, and then hit Sidmouth and beyond tomorrow. It's so beautiful, and the weather is doing really well. It's a great walk. Last stop before we reach base camp, and someone's turned that hose pipe on again. But it's August, so you have to expect huge downpours and grey skies in August. And this is Ladram Bay. I'll pop some drone footage up, but I'll get some in the morning, because I'm not sending the drone up in this, because it will just come straight back down when it gets wet. But it's a beautiful place. On a summer's day, you could easily be mistaken for a different country, you know, like a Mediterranean place. It's just so beautiful. You've got all those people in that restaurant, and some of them are probably looking out thinking, oh, those poor buggers out there in that. And we're thinking, those poor buggers in there, not out in this. This is living. It feels like the weekend, but it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
This is how you do a Tuesday. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Look at this! We've made it to the woods. We've just got to find somewhere suitable to camp now. We found somewhere to camp. It's a nice little semi-flat spot, 2 good spaces. A good little tip, I think most people know it anyway, but just look above you and look for wood that's likely to fall, trees that are likely to fall. They're called widow makers because they land on your tent and kill you. But we've had a really good look around. We think we're in a relatively safe area, and oh, it feels like home already. Oh, that was tough. For an August day, that was tough. I'm on a slight slope, but weirdly, I've got to do that because I have to sleep on this side because of my shoulder. So I'm having to sleep in the wrong side. It's very complicated, but it makes sense to me. So being on the slope that way is actually okay. Janet's just tucked into the woods. We've checked out the area. It looks a nice safe area, no dead drop. Really happy. We're going to try and get a fire going in a minute, a nice sensible companion fire. We are right on the southwest coast path, but that's okay because we're through hiking and it's okay to do that. We've passed a number of people today that are doing the same. We're responsible, we're respectful. Some people won't agree with a little fire, and I appreciate your opinion, but I feel that it's appropriate and safe to do in this instance, and it'll be done in a very careful way. Right, we're going to try and get a fire going. It's incredibly wet. We're going to use 2 ways, the traditional way, and 2 a cheating way. I'll show you both ways anyway. So I'm going to put a piece of paper on the floor. If it's going to work, it will work first time. If it's not, it's not. Got a slow candle there. This is wax impregnated rope. Just fluff up the ends. The better we can fluff them up, the more chance we've got of getting a good fire. So you fluff them up. It doesn't matter that that's getting a little bit damp. That's the wax impregnated little bundle. So we'll pop that there. We'll get our fire steel. And we're just going to shave off lots of nice shavings. There we go. We've got the extra cheat of this, but that will do it if you've got relatively dry wood. We're using damp wood tonight, so we're cheating slightly, but it doesn't matter because we've got fire. So we're going to pop that on the floor. We don't need that anymore. So we close that one up, and then we've kept some wood as dry as we can. It is incredibly wet here tonight, so even doing it this way, it's not a given that we're going to get a good fire. We're using our brains and using our problem solving skills, and once we've got a little fire going, and I think this is going to work. We're not going to have a big fire, it's just a companion fire. We have fire. Okay, let's have a glass of wine, chill out, enjoy the rain, and wild camp. After a wet walk like that, that little tiny fire is just brilliant. I'm going to turn the lights off because it's quite dark now, and just the ambience, as that comedian would say, the ambience. The ambience of this little fire is magic. It just brightens the wettest of days. All put out, minimal scorch mark if any, and safe to go to bed. You can't hear a word I'm saying, but we're just about to do Jacob's Ladder. But I have it the cornish way.
There's no other way.
It was worth the wait. We've just come across a really beautiful, is it bronze? Beautiful statue, but it's got a very unfortunate 21st century name. So we're having another cup of tea. Another one. We've drank more tea than we have water. But Sidmouth has got Mountain Warehouse, so we've got new light, new bottle, new rain cover. The point being that if you need supplies, there is a Mountain Warehouse and there is Sidmouth Outdoor Centre, outdoor store. So you've got a couple of options in Sidmouth. And I've got some new toys. So the lovely man at Johnson's Specialist Cleaning Services has had her soaking wet clothes for half an hour. We're going to go and see if they're nice and dry and light, as more importantly lighter. Oh, fabulous. You are magic. You're an absolute, you are a hero today. This is Andrew. Andrew is our hero of the day. He has dried all of our clothes for tomorrow, so that's going to be a massive plus. Thank you very much, Andrew. And it's Johnson's Dry Cleaning in Sidmouth. It's a brilliant stop if you need to stop and get stuff dry. Keep your eyes peeled, because occasionally you're going to see some just inspired artwork, and I've just found such a piece here. Somebody's got a big future ahead of them. Climbing out of Sidmouth, and it is a climb. We've just hit the woods where we thought that it might level out a little bit. It's still going up. It's I think mileage wise today is going to be a lot shorter, and that's absolutely fine. It's still going to be wonderful, and it already is wonderful, and it's going to get more wonderful. And we've got fire, food to look forward to, and a new torch to test. And I want to tell you about a new sleeping bag that I tested last night, but it was too wet, windy and wild to do a video on it. But brilliant sleeping bag, ultra lightweight, very cheap, but superb. I'll tell you more about that later. We've gone off-piste slightly. And it is a path, but just, and it cuts out a long inland section, but is very steep. Now I'm just going to fess up here, it did not cut out any of the path. We had to go back on ourselves and get back on the track. We didn't end up saving any time whatsoever. Yeah, hacking through. You can just see Seaton in the distance. That hill is horrible. It's like that. You get to the top, there isn't really a flat bit. You just get to the top, maybe 100 meters of flat, and then it's down into this valley, back up. This is a difficult section between Sidmouth and Westernmouth, Branscombe. But we're gonna carry on regardless. We're just walking along to Westernmouth and just looking through the bushes. It's straight down, like a metre from the path, sheer drop down to the sea. Why does this keep happening to me? Oh. All I saw was the horns poking out from the top of that bush. I don't hate cows, I like cows, but I'm terrified of cows. And I'm not afraid to admit it, because they are big, dangerous animals, and I don't care what anyone says. Oh, wow. Be prepared for lots and lots of down and then lots and lots of up, because that is all, although it's incredibly beautiful, that is all this section is. Up, down, up again, down again, bit more up, bit more down, but stunning. Oh my God, this is savage but brilliant. Up and down, up and down, up and down, and we've been on top of every single one of those peaks that we can see. And that's really cool. I'm really pleased with how the shoulder's holding up, how my fitness is. I've got a fabulous travelling companion, which is key. Ooh, we're both tired. We nearly, well, we didn't nearly, but we considered, only for a brief second, stopping and camping at Westernmouth, which would have been a perfectly respectable stop point on this leg. But we know Branscombe is just over 2 very difficult miles away, and we're hoping that the pub there is open, only so we can fill our water bottles. We haven't promised ourselves a ice cold pint of cider and maybe a pickled egg. Oh, pickled egg or pickled onion? What's your favourite? Let me know in the comments. Mine is definitely a pickled egg, but I do love a pickled onion. So we are going to push on to Branscombe. This, I've probably said it 1,000 times in this video, this leg, Sidmouth to Beer, is very tough, but awesome. This is gold. We have gone delirious and we can't even get through the gates anymore. We are so tired, so burnt out, our brains have switched off, and the puzzle of getting through a gate has foxed us. So we're on the flattest bit we've been on all day, and it's been like this for 3/4 of a mile? 3/4 of a mile now. So when you come up from Westernmouth, it levels out and it's, oh, so welcome. This is great. And then we're going to, hopefully, the next drop down we do, let's wait for that wind to go. Hopefully the next drop down that we do is Branscombe. I think it is. And that is where we're going to camp for the night. And although the miles are probably just shy of double figures, it is more than enough walking for one day. But a couple of good miles of flat And we've just started our descent, hopefully, into Branscombe now. And fingers crossed that pub is open. The camp spot is in sight. The pub is just over this hill. We are nearly there. We are nearly there. Bloody hell. The savages are back. Oh my god, they're huge. Oh, this. La-di-da. As cows go, they are very pretty. Right by the gate. They would be right by the gate. Hey there, cows. Oh my goodness. I think this is the closest I have been to a cow. That is massive. You are huge. No! No! Yes! No! Fishermen have told us that there's a pub. We need a pub. One, because we want a drink and a pickled egg, but mainly because we're pretty much out of water. We've got just enough, but we don't want to scrimp with just enough. So we're going to the Mason's Arms, which is going to add 25 minutes onto our trip. Yeah, that's it. A pub has never looked so good. Oh. They had no pickled eggs, so I fulfilled the pint promise, but no pickled egg.
Chips was good.
Oh yeah, we got chips. Glowworm. What is this trickery? This looks like sunshine. Oh. Minutes later, we're back to rain. It was always going to happen. I think because my main filming camera that links up with the mics, that links up with the microphones, it's not fully waterproof. So I think the camping light, sleeping bag will be a separate video. Just means I've got to go out camping again, which is brilliant. So I will hopefully see you guys very soon. This was savage, but brilliant. I absolutely enjoyed it. I hope it gives you a little bit of an insight into what this section of the coast path is truly like.